Hello friends, in this lecture we are not going to enter into politics or any kind of political discussion, but yes, I must say a disclaimer in advance that this is going to be a non-political discussion with political overtones. In this video, I am going to address the people at large as well as the enemies of the nation. I am going to identify the enemies of the nation one by one, especially those enemies who have worked in a very subtle manner. They have used their soft power of intellectualism and they are trying to contaminate, vitiate and poison the gullible minds of the millennia, the youngsters who rely on these people because of their branding. Most of the branding has been done by themselves, and the mutual appreciation clubs, the leftists, the liberals. I won't go into those words, but presently I am going to show you a video. I am sure you have already seen this video earlier, how Miss Arundhati Roy, the first whom I am going to expose in this, and I am going to prove that she is a criminal and she must be punished. But we know that we are a liberal country, and it is the testimony of our liberalism that she is not being prosecuted. Rather, we have forgiven her if only she gives a civil apology. But then, I am going to prove here what sections of the Indian Penal Code are applicable against her. I want to see this video. What is she saying here? What is she saying here? She is saying that the people should give false information to the public servants who would come to the people with a register. She is abetting the people. She is provoking, she is instigating the people. Now here, in this video, you must have seen, you must have noticed that she is asking the people and she is trying to use her celebrity status. She knows that she has so many followers and therefore those followers will be relying upon her. They consider her to be a source of genuine knowledge, authentic knowledge, which she is not. So, exposing such people who are actually doing Naxalite activities, who are actually doing nefarious and subversive activities, she is playing subversive game here. She must be an instrument of some Naxalite movement. I have the Bear Act here with me. I have the sections that are applicable against her. The first is section 107 Indian Penal Code that says a person abets the doing of a thing who instigates any person to do that thing. Now here, that thing is an offense. What offense? The offense in section 177, the Indian Penal Code defines furnishing false information as an offense. Section 177 says, whoever being legally bound to furnish information on any subject to any public servant shall such furnishes as true information on the subject which he knows or has reason to believe to be false shall be punished with simple imprisonment for a term which may extend to 6 months. I won't go into further parts of this section. I just mean to say that she is trying to abet the people. In fact, she is abetting the people. She is instigating the people to do an offense. Offense described in section 177. Offense described in section 181 also. 181 says, false statement on oath or affirmation to public servant or person authorized to administer an oath or affirmation. Now here, the Home Ministry has already signified that the people have to submit an affidavit, and we all know that an affidavit has the seal and signature of the oath commissioner. So every statement in the affidavit is a statement on oath. So she is instigating the people to commit an offense under section 181 also. And then comes section 466, that is forgery, more heinous, more serious and more grave offense. Forgery of record of court or public register. It's written here in section 466, public register. Whoever forges a document or an electronic record purporting to be a record of proceeding of court of justice, register of birth, baptism, marriage, burial, or any register kept by public servant as such, register kept by public servant as such, in which NPR falls. National Population Register is one such register in section 466. So she is abetting the people to abet the public servants to commit forgery. Obviously, when the public servants would come to them asking the people, they would give false information. So in a way, the public, if they rely on Miss Arundhati Roy, they will, by illegal omission or an illegal act, they will compel the public register or they will coax the public register to make a false statement, and this is abetment of forgery. So when the people will be doing abetment of forgery, she has abetted abetment of forgery, and an abetter who abets is also punishable. So he will also be punished, or she will also be punished, who abets for abetment of an offense. So here the people are being abetted to abet the public servants to commit this offense. Those public servants will be relying on the people, on their declarations, on an affidavit. So section 466 and thereafter section 477 also applies here. Section 477 says, having possession of document described in section 466 or 67, knowing it to be forged and intending to be used as genuine. Now let me tell you here, when the NPR will be prepared, the people may get a copy of it, may get a copy of their own registration, which they will possess as if it is genuine. So this is an offense under section 474 also. The people like Ms. Roy don't know that what is the purpose of NPR. Though in this video I am not going to discuss what is the purpose of NPR, but in one line it can be said, the purpose is resource allocation. The government of India must know, we know that the economy presents to us the problems of choice, what to produce, for whom to produce, in what quantity to produce, how to produce. Because there is scarcity of resources. And there are so many other problems that we will discuss in another video. So why NPR is necessary? What is the need of NPR? We will discuss it later, in the later video. But she must understand, she claims to be a knowledgeable person, though she is just a one-book wonder. And she has got the Booker Prize, which has created her credibility, her reliability. But then we understand that such people are actually using their soft power, their branding, their celebrity status to vitiate the gullible minds, the vulnerable minds of our millennia. So this is my appeal to the people that they should not be trusting her, and I can prove it in the court of law that she is a criminal and she has committed the crimes I have just now mentioned. And let me tell you one more thing, Miss Arundhati Roy, I am addressing you here. Let me tell you one more thing, that if you think that the abetted offense is not committed, then she won't be punished, she will be punished. Because the Indian Penal Code says that even if the abetted offense is not committed, the abetter will be punished. Hence, I have to see her in the court of law, and very soon it will happen. We must fight against these enemies who are actually using the pretended elitism. They want an elitist government in India. They don't want the people of India to rule. They don't want the sovereignty. And in fact, she doesn't hate the present government. She doesn't hate a particular political party. She hates the whole of this country. Let us be fair critique. If the government does something wrong, we should criticize it. For NPR also, or for any other thing. There are certain ways by which we can challenge the law. Article 13 is there. If any law is repugnant to our fundamental rights, then we can go to the court. Article 32 is there. Article 226 for going to the High Court. But what are such pernicious people doing? Few days ago, in the Delhi High Court, when a favorable judgment was not given to these people, what happened? They started shaming the Chief Justice of High Court. They started shaming the judges of the High Court. So in this way, they are actually trying to destroy these structures of our political system. In a very subtle way, in a surreptitious way, in a clandestine way. They have actually taken the camouflage of intellectualism. But the fact is that they are doing this because they may have been planted by the vested interests abroad who want India to be a soft state for various reasons that we are going to discuss in various other parts of this lecture. For time being, let us say that Miss Arundhati Roy is a criminal and she has committed these offenses. And look at our liberalism that we are not punishing her. Thank you. Thank you, my friends.